I was thinking about doing a video series, 8 steps to survive the next 8 years. You know, something optimistic. Anyway, I was thinking about what to put on the list. And one of the things that I was going to put on the list was learn to maintain your vehicle. Okay, it was on down the list, but yesterday I realized just how important that is. My truck broke down. Last night I'm out of town in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Not good. Okay, but everyone I talk to, people asking, do you need help? You okay? That type of stuff. I was absolutely amazed at how concerned they were. I don't mean it was, do you need anything? It was, I am so sorry. I hate this happened to you. I was having to comfort them. It's okay. This isn't the end of the world. Nobody got hurt. It'll be fine. Okay, well, I started thinking about that. Why were they that concerned? So I was not expecting this. Okay, well, I saw a statistic I think helped explain a lot of this. And the average American only has $400 in their emergency fund. Okay, so that means the average person, when they see a broke down vehicle, their first thought is, that's horrible. Because if that were them, they know that's going to hurt a lot. They know they can't afford a broke down vehicle. Okay, and yeah, we all know how high prices are now. And we all know a broke down vehicle on the side of the road is not going to be cheap. All right, and especially if we don't know what's going on and having it towed, mechanics. It's going to hurt a lot, and most people can't afford it now, and that's why so many were. I'm so sorry. But here's the thing. I was not, having a particularly great day, but it was okay. I knew what was wrong, or pretty much knew. It took me a second. I had to actually open the hood to confirm it. I was driving down the road, all of a sudden my steering felt a little odd. I'm like, okay, this ain't good. All right, well, I'm wondering what's going on there. Well, not much further down the road, the battery light comes on. I'm like, okay, that's not good either. Then I look at my gauges. The alternator's not putting out. Okay. And then the temperature gauge is doing this, and I'm like, oh no. So I'm looking for somewhere to pull off. There's nowhere to pull off. And finally found just enough shoulder that I could get off the road. I'm right on the edge of the highway. Cars are having to kind of do this a little bit going around me. All right, so I'm not in a good spot. And but I knew it was my serpentine belt. That's the only thing that would explain all of that going out all of a sudden at once. Okay, so I popped the hood. It's serpentine belt. Okay, well, I needed to get out of the highway. I was a little concerned about that. That's not a good place to be. Well, gentlemen, there was one house. I'm in the middle of nowhere, an hour out of town, 40 or 50 miles. And the one house, a young man walks out, super polite, and, oh, I'm so sorry, your vehicle broke down. And can I do anything? No, I'm good, but I did ask him if I could back my vehicle up in his driveway. Would he mind did that? And he said, no, go ahead. And, okay, well, I had to get it started. No battery. The battery's pretty much gone, no alternator. We're dead here in the water. Well, I had a little jump starter. Okay, so it's cooled down enough that I could boost it off and get it at least cranked enough to hopefully back it in there. And I did, got it in the driveway. Okay, so first problem solved, because I had something to help me out. I had a few tools with me. Next issue, okay, I got to get it home. All right, well, I called my daddy up. He's got a car trailer. Now, I didn't want him to have to come out there and get me, but I didn't want to inconvenience him. All right, and I asked him if he mind or would he rather do, call a tow truck. And he said, well, just call and get a price. And I'm like, yeah, 'cause that way he doesn't have to drive all the way out there. I called a local tow shop, couldn't get an answer. And just a little side tip here, there was no tow shop close to where I was. So the closest one would have been from a town in the wrong direction. If I had to have called a tow truck from there, they're going to charge me because they know I'm from out of town and they're never going to see me again. And good for them for making what they do. That's not an easy job. A lot of liability, expense, inconvenience, people calling all hours of the night. Anyway, if you can get somebody from where you live to come get you, they're at least going to charge you their normal price, which still isn't cheap, but they're earning it. Okay, well, I couldn't get an answer, local tow shop, called Eddie back. He said, yeah, he'd be happy to come get me a car trailer. Okay, I needed to get my truck further back in their driveway. All right, so I could make room for him to back the trailer in so that we could load it on the trailer. This was not enough charge left to crank my truck from boosting it off that first time. I keep a battery bank with me. Okay, so I had time to wait and time for this to charge. So I used this to charge this. When he got close, I cranked it up, got it further up the driveway. He backed the trailer in. I even got one more jump off of it just to get it started on the trailer. Then he winched it up. We locked it down. Got the truck home last night, I don't know, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Okay. Well, I also noticed that the water pump, the pulley for it was, okay, bearing's gone, it's water pump. That's what threw the serpentine belt. Okay, this isn't gonna be that bad. I went to the parts store today, got a new water pump, a serpentine belt, and I noticed the air conditioning belt was also not looking great. Picked up a new one of those, and some coolant. I was losing coolant with the bearing shot and the water pump. I ended up about $200 in this. Okay, now tools, and I already had tools that I've had for years and all that stuff. My daddy already had the car trailer, so there's no telling what that saved me on a tow bill. And I don't know. I'm guessing I saved $1,000 easy. I don't know what the mechanic would have charged just to change the water pump and serpentine belt and AC belt. I don't know what the tow truck driver would have charged, especially one from out of town to tow me back to town. But anyway, so 1,000 easy. I don't know, maybe 1,500. Depends on the shop or whatever. But the average person wouldn't have had that. That's if the average person only has $400 in their emergency fund, that would have wiped them out. The tow bill might have wiped them out. Okay, so I understand why so many of those people were just so empathetic. And here's the thing. We know our vehicles are a weakness for us. We know when it breaks down, we don't have much money in our emergency fund. It breaks down, we know it's going to be expensive. Okay, that's everything we depend on though. Everything's expensive. Now that's why I want to do the video series, 8 Steps to Survive the Next 8 Years. We're going to get more inflation. We're going to get more of the past 6 years. Supply chain disruptions, just general uncertainty and inflation. The government's $40 trillion in debt. That's how they get out of this much debt. They just print money. That causes inflation. It's going to happen, just like your vehicle's going to break down. I don't care how good of a vehicle it is. At some point, something's going to go wrong, and hopefully it's something simple, but this was simple, a water pump. But if I hadn't have been able to do this myself, if my daddy just hadn't have had a car trailer, this still would have been $1,000 or better. Okay, so learn to work on your vehicle. For you men out there, learn to maintain your vehicle. For you ladies out there, if you have a significant other, make sure he can work on vehicles or encourage him to learn about them. If you're single and dating, if you find a guy that can work on a vehicle, that's a plus. Okay, and here's the other thing, it's knowledge. Okay, so I say learn to work on a vehicle. We need some tools, we need some basic things. go ahead and get the tools now. They're not going to get cheaper in the future. That's what inflation does. Everything's going to be more expensive. Everything's going to go up except for your paycheck. Okay, get some basic tools now. I'm not saying you need to be able to rebuild an engine and transmission, but I mean, it just doesn't take much to change a water pump, alternator, brakes, that type of thing. Do the research. You'll see just basic tool set. Okay, that's going to make a lot of difference in the future, having the tools now and then having the skills and then just knowing the basics on a vehicle so that when it does break, you're not one of the ones, oh no, this is going to hurt and I don't have the money for this. Now this could have still hurt. Thankfully it wasn't the engine. I mean, this could have been bad. But I never was concerned because I knew what it was. So I had the peace of mind just from knowing, okay. And for me, this was a big problem-solving adventure. So I got everything taken care of today. Got the old water pump pulled off, put the new one on, belts, all that stuff. We're good to go. I've got the battery charger on the truck now. It's hard on the alternator. I could run it right now and the alternator would charge the battery, but it's hard on the alternator if your battery's just gone, which a lot of new ones, they won't even run if the battery's not at a certain level. But okay, today though, when I went and got my parts, young man at the parts store, he was already disappointed that a customer walked in because now he's got to stop scrolling and go help somebody. And anyway, he's pulling my parts and I told him I needed a serpentine belt. He goes to the computer and he's scrolling through the computer and he said, alternator belt or air conditioning belt? And I said, serpentine belt. And he, alternator belt or air conditioning belt? I said, let me look at your alternator belt. Okay, I understand a lot of you don't understand what I'm talking about there. Okay, but here's the thing, you don't work at a parts store, he does. He should have knew what I was talking about and he didn't. He didn't have a clue. And that's in almost everything now. Okay, the next 8 years are going to be tough. Whenever there's a really sharp downturn in the stock market, it's called a correction. Okay, but it's not really a correction in the stock market. It's a correction in attitudes. Okay, people have lost touch with reality and bad investments, and anyway, you get the idea. We're due for a really big correction right now in the West. Okay, we've got too many people that they just don't understand anything. Okay, so learn about your vehicle. And then we're going to cover some other things, just basic, simple stuff that we really need to know about. And if we understand the things that we depend on, we can maintain them, we can make good purchasing decisions, and we can keep those things from breaking us, because the repair bills for so many things right now will absolutely break us, and it's going to get worse. If we can eliminate that, in 8 years, we'll be in really good shape. God bless and have a great day.